Hi, my name is Raphael Rosenholtz. This is a presentation on Perek chapter 16 of Tehillim, and zchus shelaimah for Sarah Rivka Bas Mindel. The pasuk begins with Michtam LeDavid Shamreni Kel Ki Chasisi Bach. A michtam of David, watch over me, God, for in you I have put my trust. The Meiri explains that this is actually a musical instrument that made a kol namuch, and that's why it was called michtam, because it had mach v'tam. It had a mach kol, and it was a complete sound. Rashi in the Mitzvahs Tzion say it comes from Lashon of Kesem, and it either was something which David was very rugged and normal and came out of his mouth constantly, or it's because it was a zav hatov and something which was very beloved to him. The next pasuk says, Amar Lashem Elokim ata tovasi b'halecha. I have said to the Lord, you are my Lord, I have no good apart from you. Rashi explains basically that the lashon of Amart Lashem implies that it was talking not to Hashem, but either to Klal Yisrael or to himself. And tovasi b'halecha is that the tovos sha'ata osali, the good that you have done for me, that you do for me, it's not because I deserve it, and therefore it's not something that you're doing for my benefit in a sense. For the holy ones who are in the earth, and the great ones, in them is all my delight. Rashi writes, that really you're doing it, the reason you're doing all this good for me, again continuing from the previous pasuk, is because of the K'toshim Asher Ba'aretz, because of my ancestors, because of our forefathers who were deserving of it. And they are the great ones, Asher Kol Chatzibam, Chol Tzarchi Nasim Mishlam. That's why you, Hashem, are doing the good for me. The Ibn Ezra adds a different point where he says not that that's why Hashem's doing it because for them, rather my desire is to be like them. Yirbu atzfosam acher maharu bal asech neskehem midam val esa es shemosam al sifasai. Increase the sorrows of those who look for other gods. Their drink offerings of blood I will not offer, nor take up their names upon my lips. Yirbu atzfosam, that the sorrows and the troubles should increase of those who are running to other things, either to avodah zarah or to other pursuits. Bal asech neskehem midam, I don't want to be like them to create offerings of blood, or as the Meiri explains, what they're doing comes from blood. It comes from gezel and chamas, which is other people's bloods, and I don't want to have a part of that. Hashem minaschalti v'chosi ata tomech gorali. The Lord is the portion of my inheritance and of my cup. You maintain my lot. Kol tovas himenu. Everything good comes from you. My whole portion is from you. And Rashi goes on to say, v'chart v'chaim, tomech gorali. You support my lot. Ka'adam ha'oev echad mibanav maniach yado al hachelek hatov, like a father who directs his son to make the right choice. And the Meiri adds, Aderech habalatar misayin, also the Chazal that says someone who's seeking to do good, Hashem helps him. And here too, that's what Tomech Gorali is referring to. Havalim nafluli banimim af nachalas shafra alai. Portions have fallen to me in pleasant ways. I have a goodly heritage. The Ibn Ezra explains that Chaval Nafluli is lashon of halakim, of portions of inheritance. Banimim toar kimo hanevam v'hanimim b'techasar mekomos, in the pleasantness. Af nachlas v'hu derech mashal amar Moshe ki af nachlas kimo nachlasi. And the Meiri writes that what's special about this pasuk, about what's different about this portion than other portions, is it's coming to, you give it to me in a way where I'm not jealous of what the other guy got, Because normally when portions are divided up, there's always the worry that everybody thinks, well, what if I would have gotten the other portion? He says mine is equally good. I will bless the Lord who has given me counsel, and even at night my insides instruct me. Rashi says that at this point, David concludes his speaking to Klal Yisrael and now begins to speak to himself and about how he should be blessing Hashem the same way he was talking to Klal Yisrael. And Ibn Ezra points out, the reason why Asher Yatzani, the reason why I'm blessing Hashem Asher Yatzani, who's given me this counsel, and even if it's something we think, okay, well, we came to that conclusion, we have to realize that we only have a mind and have thought because God gave it to us. The Tambaleilos Spodudu Me'eske Ha'olam. Nighttime is when people kind of have a chance to reflect on the day, and they have that moment to reflect and to be hispoded. L'chliosai remez l'kochi hatolda, which they explain is teva ha'olam, the natural course of things. Shehem b'seiser k'mo ha'chlios. And the Tam Yisruni shechasha b'libo kol ha'koros l'holchim min ha'olam hazeh al kein nosar. That's how the Ibn Ezra explains that, again, Asher Yatzani is because all das comes from Hashem, even if it's our own conclusion. Af Leilos, where we have a chance to reflect. Yisruni Chliosai, that the world itself will inform us and bring us to that reason. Shifti Hashem lenegli tamid ki mimini balan mot. I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand, I shall not be moved. Shifti Hashem lenegli tamid. Rashi says, B'chol Maaseh, in every moment of our actions, we need to see God in front of us and realize that he's constantly at our right hands and our right side, supporting us for everything that we do. And Davarach, Rashi says, is if we appreciate that there's a Sefer Torah in my right hand, Haya'imo likros bo kol yimei chayav, that's what David HaMelech had. V'zeh she'amar mimini balamot ayin sham al shem haTorah shenosna b'yameinu shani osei bo fich balamot. The constant Torah in our right hands, that's what's keeping us steady and straight. The Chavetz Chaim has an interesting discussion here, where biyad yamin v'asmol eine elasiya ba'alma. The significance of the right hand is that the right hand is really what we're accomplishing. The left hand is to support the right hand. And so too, the purpose of creation is for Havodas Hashem, the Bechinas Yamin, and the Inyani Ha'olam is Rakasiya to that. The rest, everything else is all something that can be used in support of that ultimate purpose. Lachein Samach Libi Vayado Kvodi Af Besari Yishkon Lovetach. Therefore my heart is glad and my glory rejoices, my flesh also dwells secure. The Radak says, because of the previous pasuk that I constantly have God on my on my thoughts and on my forefront of what I'm doing, Samti Libi, Sameach Libi, therefore my heart is happy. V'yado Kvodi, and my soul, the soul which is the kavod of the guf, will have gila, will be joyous. Ki betuach ani ki behafradim min haguf tidavik albora, because the soul is confident because of Shifti Hashem Kenegi Tamid. The soul is therefore confident that it will, when it gets separated from the guf at the time of death, it'll go and join Hashem. Af bisari godenu b'chaim, and so too when I'm alive, yishkon levetach. Shetatzileni nikol nezek, will be protected. Even the guf during the time of life will be protected. And if you want to extend that, it can even include after me, so that the guf will be protected. Shalosholta borim v'tolea, that the worms and the insects will leave the body and not destroy it. Kilosazov nashi lishol lositim chasitcho liro shachas. For you will not abandon my soul to Sheol, nor will you allow your pious to see the pit. The Meiri explains that Sheol here is not referring to actually Sheol HaMelech, but it's referring to Gehenna. And the Radak also uses that explanation, and he says V'hu haderech hishar shani ba, zeh shomer chasidecha, bositim chasidcha lirosh achas. The pious won't see the pit. Kilo tzazov nafshi l'radishol im haguf el tzekimenu el kvodacha. Pasuk Yud Aleph, which is the final pasuk, Totieni orachayim sova smachos es panecha niimos biminecha netzach. There are three different parts of this pasuk really. Totieni orachayim, show me, guide me the way of life. Sova smachos, in your presence. Sova smachos es panecha, in your presence is fullness of joy. Niimos bimincha netzach, at your right hand there is eternal pleasantness. Todieni orachayim, tein bidea l'lechas b'orachamei hamaviyah hachayim hanisvim. David HaMelech is asking, show me, give me the path, the way of true life. V'yosovea smachos b'ma she'eras panecha, that I can experience the fullness of joy in your presence. K'ma she'kasav Chazal, she'tzedikim nehen mizev hashchina. And the third part is Nimus b'mincha netzach, v'yosova ad netzach min hanimus hanesunus b'minecha, v'hem tanugi olam haba hanehavim v'hanimim. Basically, there are different ways to explain this last pasuk. Either you divide it into three, or they're actually saying Todieni orachayim, show me the way of life. And I saw the Ber Avram explain Sova Smachos is the first aspect, Espanecha is the second, Nimus is the third, B'mincha is the fourth, and Netzach is the fifth. And these are all 3 or 5 qualities that are unique to the path of Hashem and to learning and to Torah, and things that are special in that ability of Hana. There's actually a medrash that says, Amar Hashem LeDavid, that David's asking Hashem, give me the path of life, show me the way to life in a straight, quick fashion. So Amar Hashem LeDavid, Hashem responds to David, in Chayim Atatzarach, if you want life, if you want true life in the next world, Yisurim Atatzarach. The only way is by having Yisurim in this world. And the Chavetz Chaim explains, She'in derech acheres yishar lozeh, there's no quicker way to get to Olam Haba, where you're deserving of Olam Haba. Shal yedei zeh, because it's only through the Yisurim, Mizumin Tekef l'chayei Olam Haba. And that's why, and they're necessary, there's no quicker path. And I think that's very fitting to understand that life is not simple. Life is never simple. Life is always filled with challenges. And in anything that we face, everybody has tough situations. Everybody has really difficult situations. But if you appreciate that everything Hashem gives us are things that He believes we can handle, as Chazal discuss, and we appreciate that it's really ultimately a way for us to get more benefit and more ability to grow in this world and the next world, that we can be ever more comfortable with dealing with what we have and with overcoming it. And I wish a Refuah shelaimah and all good things to Sarah Rivka Bas Mindel and all the holy Klal Yisrael. Thank you so much.